Hello, hello again.
Hello.
Hey.
Got a new face today, haven't we? Which is we'll come to lovely picturesque face. Well done. I won't spoil the introduction just yet. We'll come to you in a second. So yeah, welcome back everyone to the Roadmap to Nowhere.
You had a second where you had to remember the name.
Yeah, I always do. I
You
always
pushed
do.
it at the edge of the screen.
It actually even says it in the top corner, and I still don't remember it.
Yeah, exactly. We have it there.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, remember the thing that you do. Yeah, okay, right. So, Roadmap to Nowhere, 9,000th episode.
Yes, nothing in one.
So this episode is a little, maybe I do this thing. I say this every time. It's this episode is a little bit different from the last. They always have been for up until this point.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a bit of a continuation episode today. So we built a new product, like a healthcare product, last week, and it's fair to say, I mean, at least I went down some extreme rabbit holes in building that. Got slightly obsessed. Started broadcasting on LinkedIn. Really went out of control. But put the product out for feedback, like all good product people do. And we know someone who knows a little bit about UX. So we had a lot of feedback from this person. And this point, it's probably well enough to introduce you to our good friend, Nina. Hello, Nina.
Hello, Chris. Hello, Gus.
Welcome to the podcast. And nice to meet you. We're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, Gus.
Same.
Yeah, I told her loads about you.
So tell us about you, Nina.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, so I know Chris. We've worked together. I've been in the product design space for about 15 years now. A lot of different industries, even healthcare, actually. Super passionate about health and wellness related products. So that's maybe why I had so much feedback and was so excited to give it to you guys. What else can I share? I've worked in North America, a couple of places in North America, and now I'm based in the Middle East. And yeah, that's how I met Chris.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much for helping us.
Yeah, no, very excited to be here.
It's much appreciated. How has your week been up until this? Where are we now? Tuesday? It's been a long week already, right?
Feels like, yeah, longer. It's been good. I don't count them anymore. I just kind of go with it, close my eyes, go through the week, open them at some point, and it's the weekend.
Exactly. Gus, I haven't seen you since last Tuesday. What's been going on?
Yeah, good. I got sick, so I've been like, I'm very happy now. I'm okay for the podcast. So I was like coughing and, so much better. This means like I have, boogers, not something else.
Yeah. Deportation.
Road to deportation.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, happy. I'm better now.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, good.
Lovely job. Okay, so let's maybe dive into it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk, because maybe not. Well, some of you have seen it, but maybe not everyone has seen what the things I've done since last Tuesday. Maybe that's what this podcast is called. Things done since Tuesday.
Yes, I think I prefer the current name.
Yeah. So let me start sharing. So for those who remember, we started off the idea with the concept of I'm an unwell man, and I started using ChatGPT to create some kind of supplement routine for myself. Give me a bit more energy, to deal with some kind of digestion problems I have and all this kind of, just to sort of generally feel better. And it came up with some really good results. So I thought, well, why can't we turn that into a product that can help people use the same thing without having to go through the pain of coming up with their own prompts? So that was kind of the introduction to it. And we came up with this brand, Fount, didn't we, Gus?
Yeah, it's the fountain of youth.
Fountain of youth. Yeah, I think we should also get some feedback on that, because I think some people have said they still don't understand what fount means. Oh, Nina's nodding. Thanks, Nina.
I like the concept, but the name at the moment is not. It doesn't tell the story.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was a 10 dirham domain, so we won't cry too much if we change it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we created And I suppose this is useful for you to context for you to know, Nina, as well. So like what we were able to do with the product is kind of tell it what we wanted it to do, like functionally, i.e. I want to be asked a set of questions that help you to determine, you know, what areas of my health could be improved and therefore what supplements to think. But then when it comes to like design and the kind of the UX, we kind of have to outsource some of that information. So we took some screen grabs from kind of competitors that we liked, and this is kind of how we ended up with the design that we have. And you know, that shortcuts that whole process, but it means that sometimes you have to experiment with it a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So what's happened since then? So anyone that was watching or even saw the last podcast, you would have seen that we probably had we had a homepage that was a little bit underbaked maybe at times. So we've kind of done some bits and pieces more to make the kind of design, the kind of look and feel slightly better. Again, I know we'll get some feedback from Nina. And then these top navs here had nothing in them. So what we've done is we've added an about sort of page, which gives a sense of who we are. It actually talks about the fact that we just we came across this pretty rapidly, and we built hopefully a smart solution. And then it gives a sense of what our mission is and what we believed in. So we talked in the last podcast about it needs to be trusted and it needs to be science backed, were things that we discussed, weren't they, Gus?
Yeah, and these sections are mostly for trust, but also SEO value, right?
Exactly.
You're trying to add some content that might be like picked up by Google.
Exactly. And
GPT.
I think exactly. And where that really comes to town is this new tab here. So staying strong, we can change the name obviously, but I liked it. Really gives a breakdown by kind of almost the benefits. So you can click on each of these benefits,
cool.
which kind of supplements are good for you in that respect. And this really
CTA.
helps. Nice. Exactly. This really helps with SEO. So we can actually use these keywords to attract an audience. And that was the kind of point of this.
And one thing that I don't know, people who are listening for the first time may not know, the Replit, the tool we're using, or any other similar tool, does all the design decisions. So, it's quite impressive for the fact that there's no human, planning anything. It just like builds as it goes.
Yeah.
Given that fact, I'm impressed. Of course, there's a lot of things to change, but it's pretty cool. You have little menus, you have like little micro animations, sometimes little icons. That's all on its own. You don't have to specify.
Exactly. I think it's fair to say that this has been a hours worth of work rather than days. So that's kind of where we've got to at this point. We've made some changes with the quiz as well, and I know you're going to tear into those. I'm almost fearful of having Nina like this weird UX,
That's not the way you do it.
Scary.
You've sinned.
Don't critique what I built. I want to build in a silo, in an echo chamber.
Feedback.
So we let's go through the quiz. So take the quiz. And what we tried to get over across here is the kind of feeling of almost a chat. So you're kind of, whether or not we're able to pull off this feeling, but you're kind of in a conversation with a wellness advisor, with someone who has some kind of scientific background, all this kind of stuff. Now,
He types really fast.
He types really fast and has the answers already.
Suspiciously fast, yeah.
Previously, what we had was just a set of questions with kind of answers, etc. We came away from that, and we, again, like Gus said, through probably about 5 or 6 iterations of prompting to go, no, not that sort of chat, this sort of chat over a number of times. We got to this point. Now,
it's still if I can critique also. It's like a fake chat because it's opening like a chat, but then you have like an IVR type multiple options with no other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I would probably change that. Like even if it's just include other,
Yeah.
I mean, in this case, there's a lot of options for you know, for a simple question, but there are questions where I cannot find my options,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And some of the feedback you gave, Nina, and others were there's things missing in here. Like,
Yeah,
what if you were looking to lose weight or something like that? We missed those off.
yeah,
So we've added more as we go along. And I suppose what was going through my mind was like the trade-off between too much effort to kind of give you everything that you need to know about me, and people dropping off and not being bothered. So that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
going through my mind. And I know you've got some thoughts on that, Nina.
yeah. So where to start? Should I go
Yeah,
again
yeah,
in there?
yeah, yeah. That's what my mum
Okay.
used to say. Where do we
So
start with Chris?
we can even just even speak to that point. So exactly that. I think it's trying to get the sweet spot in terms of getting the information you need to bring the customer to value quite fast, to some valuable insight quite fast, before you then get them to maybe answer a little bit more questions. And we talked about this, Chris, like maybe how many questions do you need just to get them like a basic recommendation? And then maybe there's like a next layer where it's like, okay, let's get even more personalized. And maybe that's even a way to monetize, but upload maybe some documents on yourself,
Yeah.
some medical information, all of that to get an even more personalized kind of output from it. And that kind of makes it a little bit more, they're not investing too much before they get some value from
Yeah.
you. Sorry, us. I'm part of this now.
Yeah,
Sure,
you are.
sure.
You are.
And
0.5%.
I'll take it. But yeah, so that's
Yeah.
maybe one way to make it a bit more of a digestible experience with it. Because I've taken these quizzes so many times, and you can drop off, at some point if we exceed it. I think
Yeah.
you have 10 questions right now, right? Or 9.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's fly through them, and then I'll show you
Yeah.
what it presents at the end, and then we can
Yeah.
go through your list of doom.
By the way, since some of these tools take a while, should I start a process in the meantime?
Yeah,
Because we were talking, so the things we wanted to do today is talk about the UX, talk about the affiliates,
yeah,
and then talk about maybe partnering with an influencer. So then they can promote us and we don't have to invest a lot upfront to acquire users. So what
yeah.
I'm going to do is I'm going to go on Manus, this AI agent, and I'm going to ask for a list of possible influencers we could partner with. So I'll start that
Okay,
while we
perfect.
talk. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just finishing the quiz. So one of the things that I added in here as well, I don't know if you've seen this, Nina, is like
Yeah.
there's almost a free text, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can put in some kind of medication that you're on here. Paracetamol, spelling, don't judge me. See, Tamol.
Do they sell anything for dyslexia?
We've just lost 30% of our audience.
What's the supplement? What's the supplement for that? For spelling better.
I've got no gallbladder, so let's tell it
Oh, you
that.
got it removed.
Yeah, it's a right laugh. It's brilliant.
Oh.
And then and that's part of the reason why I have problems with digestive issues, because the gallbladder breaks down fats and things like that. So so yeah, again, why I'm here. So what used to happen is it would give you this. It would just go straight to, oh, take that, take that, take that, take that. And the feedback that we got was, yeah, but how do I know that this isn't just a generic list of stuff? So what I created was a summary of like, because you told me this, that equals this. And we've also got a little bit of kind of the inference of, okay, I'm acknowledging that you've told me about the fact that you can't break down fats, but we can see it in your face anyway, mate. And the fact that you can't spell paracetamol, but we're ignoring that. So then what happens, and I hope to God this works, is then we go, okay, view product details. It takes you to the different products, tells you a little bit about what the product's about, the dosage you should be taking, and then also it takes you to where it's currently sourcing the best deal.
It is
Now,
super impressive for a few hours of work, eh?
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah,
Amazing. It's amazing.
if click shop now, I don't know if you can still see the same screen. No,
And the reason why we talk about affiliates is because eventually we'll make money, like a tiny cut every time you buy something here. So
Yep.
it's really cool.
exactly.
It's a really good
So
idea, to be honest.
yeah, and that's I think what we wanted to get done as soon as possible, wasn't it, Gus? Was to kind of like prove how
Yeah.
quickly we can get to cash.
Yeah.
I think we probably could have even done it quicker, but actually we've saved some of these conversations for the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. Now it would be good, I think, to get your critique. So Nina,
Yeah.
whilst Gus, are you still working on the influencers piece?
I'm working on the friends list. I was just curious whether are we going screen by screen? How do you want to do it?
You've got a list of stuff, Nina,
All
by
right.
UI and UX. So
Yeah.
maybe
And
we
it's
go through
mainly
those.
focused on like the survey flow.
Is it?
And now just looking at the results page, some things came to mind, so we could talk about those also after.
Okay.
But yeah, the feedback was mainly on the survey flow.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Then why don't we start with the quiz flow then?
Mhm.
Where do you want to start?
I could talk about some quick, so there's, UI feedback that's really kind of some quick wins to make it look a bit more like of a better experience, make it look more polished, more professional as a product. And yeah, we could maybe go through those. Then I've got some UX related ones, so more about the flow,
Okay.
uh, yeah, all that stuff that makes it just like feel better when you go
Shall I
through it.
show your
Amazing.
document, and then because I know you've got some screenshots in there, and then we can actually talk about specifically what we're thinking about, and then we can work out how to sort of turn that into prompts.
Yeah. I
Lovely.
wonder, is there any way to just like copy paste the feedback into Replit? And
Oh,
no,
Well, you could, but it's gonna explode.
not even in
So
bits and pieces.
it's better to yeah, no, you can, but it's better to feed it like one by one, or otherwise
Hmm.
it breaks five things when it's fixing one.
Mm, got it.
Uh,
Okay.
so it's better to go one by one, which takes time, but much faster
Yeah,
than with humans.
yeah. You've worked with some
exactly.
engineers like that, Nina, right? Where they break five
Yeah.
Yeah.
things, and
You give
Oh
them too
yeah,
much, they break it.
exactly, exactly.
I just lost all our engineering audience.
Happens every day.
But they don't listen anyway. Don't worry.
Nah. Okay, so let me scroll through that. So where shall I start then, Nina? We got the
Yeah, I can explain them a little bit. So let's start at the top. So, a lot of people would be walking themselves through the quiz on their mobile device. It's very much
yeah
something they'll do on the device. So we all know that it's important to make things mobile responsive. So there are small things in the UI that just on mobile could be improved. So one was um, some of the CTAs, the bottom ones, were coming completely off the page
yeah.
in some instances. So that's kind
We've
of a
got
quick fix.
here,
I
right?
think I have a screenshot. If you go down a bit more, got a couple of screenshots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's beautiful, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, I get you.
it's maybe a new trend that I didn't know about.
So, so what would you do here? You would make the CTA sticky, like stick
It
to the
would,
bottom, and then
well,
you
it
can
could stick to
scroll.
the
Or,
bottom and just the page needs to be responsive in a way that, depending on mobile size, it doesn't impact the CTA's position in terms of it coming off the page. Like it's just
Mm,
basically, I don't know how you would prompt it, but something around being
yeah.
mobile responsive. Would you maybe specify the types of mobile screen sizes? I'm not sure how you'd
So
prompt
this
it.
is exactly where I wanted to get to,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. So this is how I would do it. Gus, you tell me if you would do it any differently. So
Yeah.
I'm hearing what Nina's saying, but because Nina doesn't work in the team yet, we've got to do this job.
Fine.
I would probably take this to ChatGPT, Claude, whatever.
Mm.
And I would say, look, we're building this thing. The feedback is around the responsiveness in the mobile view and the positioning of the CTA. Help me create or craft a prompt as a product manager. Now, this is what I've been learning about this, is that when you ask GPT for a prompt for another AI, it will give you the solution.
Yeah.
And if that solution isn't necessarily the kind of preferred solution by the other tool, in this case Replit, it really spins out.
Yeah.
So I tend to sort of ask for a prompt to be written as a PM would write. So I'm outcome based. I don't care about the solution. What would you do?
No, that makes sense. So GPT tends to say, okay, write it in this language, and it's too much information. So Replit needs some flexibility to make decisions.
Yeah.
What I would do actually is, this is a very long list. So we're not going to be able to go through everything. Should we
I'll pick
go?
some top ones.
Yeah, should we go by
Yeah.
like what do you think
Yeah,
will
yeah.
have the biggest impact, and then we do those,
Yeah, sounds
and
good.
then we prompt it. We find a way to prompt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
CTA being sticky or whatever is usually a big one.
Yeah, and it being
So we
off the
can do that.
page, because
Yeah,
then they don't they won't even be able to press it.
it's a UI
Um,
malpractice.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is a small one, but like again, I think it's a quick, easy thing to repeat. I don't think you need to repeat the selection above. You know how when the user makes the selection and then repeats their selection on top, it's unnecessary. They can see by the color that they've selected those
Yeah.
two. Simple, quick, I think.
Sorry, I didn't understand. What do you mean by that? So they.
So if you go right there, so I selected female, but then it's saying female again to me above.
Yeah.
Unnecessary. Let's keep it simple,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which bullet does that respond to? That is the.
Select.
It probably.
Avoid repeating selected options above one. So it's in that first. Yeah, there you go.
Lovely. Got it.
Another thing I think it's a quick one, but the margins of white space around, it's making on mobile the content really narrow.
Yeah.
Just kind of like decrease the margins around the content. There's it's a bit
Yeah.
too wide.
Yeah, makes sense.
These are kind of quick UI fixes.
Yeah.
I'll jump to UX if these are,
Well, let's
we can get a mix of all.
bank those three and then have a look at some others.
Yeah. So I had some things on the content, like adding the other option to all of them. And I
Yeah.
noticed one of them already has another option, but you can't really say what the other option, like what it
Yeah,
would be.
yeah.
There's no input.
You need like open text, other.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
all of them, probably not gender, but yeah.
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 It's the gender thing is it's complicated. It's like a touchy thing here because
Yes.
of course, you may have chosen a different gender.
Yeah.
But the way that I saw like Aura these rings
Yeah.
do it, they need to know like the biological like gender at birth to make the recommendations. Otherwise, it's going to be off. So what they ask is, what's your gender at birth? And it has only two options. I don't know if we should do
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
to be honest, I don't know if like taking hormones, like hormone blockers or whatever, affects this, but I guess that's something you would add in the details. Not something very relevant for this market, but in other markets it would be relevant for a small percentage of the population.
yeah. Let's figure it out.
Another thing is eventually the more of the other inputs they put in, they could become part of the predefined list if there's enough of them. So it's a good way to add to your list.
Okay. Should we take one more? Maybe that's probably it.
One more one more.
From,
Okay, that's it from content. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, UX. Adjust recommendations over time. My mind started to go to like, how do you get users to come back to this? Like,
Yeah.
how do you make it go beyond like a one-time thing they interact with, and it's like it would be great if it remembered your history and kind of continuously kind of built off of that, because you
Yeah.
do change your supplements over time.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I read something in my mind, but there's not specifically UX related, but it's about just generally the experience and
Yeah.
considering like the like beyond this part of the experience, going how do you make them return? So I
Yeah.
have some ideas around that. Um, there's another thing, like now it's quite step by step, but eventually you can make it a lot more like, you know how with Chat GPT you can kind of dump a bunch of information up front and then it'll ask you questions to keep filling in the gaps.
More
So
conversational.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good direction to eventually go in where they don't have to, click next. It's just like dump
Yeah.
information and then we'll ask what we need to ask to get to the recommendations.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I, I
For the
think that's,
recommendations page, oh, one more thing. I do one thing. Well, I noticed, and I know it's like a new addition, but you had a personalized recommendation above and then the supplements below. It would be cool to tie the reason to the supplement. So just like instead of having to read a thing above and then go below, it's like we picked this because of this, and it's like supplement. It's a bit more kind of
Like each
connected to
by
each other.
each instead of like a
Yeah,
summary, and yeah, that makes sense.
exactly.
I
They
was gonna
felt a bit
ask,
disconnected.
I was gonna ask you like how you would do it because I felt like it's too much text also.
Yes, exactly. I wouldn't
Um,
read that like it's too
People
much
don't
text, and then
read.
you're seeing exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
it has to be like
yeah,
minimum effort always.
and maybe I would just kind of get like for a prompt, I would get an example of something like I'm sure you get like an example of a visual that is doing something like that, or a website that's doing something like that,
Mm.
um, and put it
yeah.
in for as an
So
example.
Chris, you got a lot of comments now. Could you retain?
So I
I'll stop
am,
there.
I am
I
literally writing these down. Nina, do you want a job? Um,
Right
do
now?
you, can you maybe go and have a look? You're on your laptop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you have a look at some examples of where the tie-in looks good? What you've just
Yeah.
described, if there's any way you know, and then fire them over, and then we can
Let
start.
me
And then
try
I'll
to find
start on
something.
the prompt development of the other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let
So
me try
we
to
we
find
all
something.
stay quiet for a few like 5 minutes, and while people listen.
Yeah, because that's what they
That's
love, right?
the revolutionary podcast where no one talks.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Right, so let's
Uh,
take these.
yeah.
I'm going to take
So yeah,
that, and
Manus
I'm
is still working. I see that it goes always to the same websites. It's interesting. Might be like a nice source of influencer content. So I asked
yeah,
it to go through, get an extensive list of influencers that we might be able to partner with between 10,000 and 1 million followers, um, to promote this, and give me like contact details if you can find. Sometimes it does find contact details. It's amazing.
yeah,
Um, or like the link and so on, and we can approach them. There are some AI agents that actually contact for you, but I
yeah.
haven't tried any that works really well.
Right.
Um, there's a Chrome extension called Do Browser, I think, and it just manages your browser, but it makes mistakes all the time.
Yeah,
But the concept is amazing. I haven't tried the OpenAI operator, but yeah, these ones have like their own browser, so they won't be able to use your own. I mean, you could log into your Instagram, but you might get blocked for spam.
yeah,
Salud.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Do we care? Okay. Right. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to start sharing my
Yeah,
GPT.
amazing. So you're asking it to. I'm just talking to so you can like put your mind into typing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I've copied and pasted these 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, and I'm just going to tidy some of these up, and then I'm going to ask it to help me construct 4 different prompts as a product manager would, and just see what happens.
Okay.
I'm probably going to tell it also that this is feedback from a UI UX designer. I know I can't say that out loud. That's actually a swear word to say UI UX.
A product designer.
Product designer.
Yeah.
And then it might help it understand that we're here specifically to improve the look and feel and the experience. Okay, so this is where I start typing and you need to start singing, right?
So we need to do elevator music while you're typing.
Yes, please.
I'll dance, but I won't sing.
Dun, 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 dun. Is that Jeopardy? Yeah.
Feedback from our designer. UI.
I don't know how much you've been looking into the affiliate programs. I think you got some approved. Amazon, I don't know yet. But
Amazon's approved. I'm still waiting on iHerb, so that's taking a bit of time. The complexity is in choosing how I link to Amazon.
like
Now,
how to display their products.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So in an ideal world, the product selection that our product comes up with, you click that and it takes you to that exact product.
It's like dynamic.
Exactly. What's happening at the moment is it will take you to a search of that product, which then relies on the user to find the one that you were talking about. But what I found out is that the way the Amazon affiliate program works is that you get a cookie that stays essentially on for 24, 48 hours. And anything that they buy from Amazon in that period coming from our link, we get
That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully they go and buy a car or something. Or
Do you know what? Yeah, exactly. Amazon house. Why not?
Amazon House, yeah.
Island. Do you know what percentage commission we would get, or is it like flexible?
Yeah, at the moment it's 10%, but then I think after like an introductory period it drops to 5%.
Okay. Okay, nice.
But again, potentially free money, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
help me.
All right, so
Help
Manus
me.
has completed their task. So I have a list of influencers here. Da. Should I show you my screen in the meantime? So
Yeah,
we can...
go for it. Yeah. I've just realised I've left the light on, so it's really dark in my room now.
It's fine. The screen is helping. So what our friend Manus basically it did all of this, scraped through a lot of different websites, and then gives you this result. And you can actually, if you use Manus, credits run out pretty fast, and they are expensive. So rating gives you credits, and also sharing. So just for you to know. Here's a long list, 33, not that long. And it found the email for only one, but pretty impressive. I asked it to have the URL for Instagram, the amount of followers, contact email if they found. I guess this one was in the profile probably.
Yeah.
And then whatever information it felt was relevant, and I guess it just copied the description. By judging by the number of emojis. Yeah. So the one thing I don't like is this is like a CSV, and I can't click on the links, and I can't copy them. Oh yes, I can. So let's see. This is the first one. Mohammed Syed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, big muscles,
Yeah, that's me, right?
almost a million. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know you were following me.
That's why you keep your
That's
shirt
after
on.
the supplements.
You don't want people to faint. Yeah, exactly. Use
Before and
FoundFit.
after.
This is how you get.
Yeah. You show a before and after, of course.
Yeah. Um, so this is a lot of influencers. Oh, private. So this is already this is wrong for sure because 90 what is it like 921,000 followers. This is zero followers. So it's the wrong link. So
Yeah.
bad Manus. Yes, this is a woman. Yeah, also big abs. Cool. So what I can do in the meantime is craft some kind of message to send to reach out and just send it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just saying that, look, we're building this product related to personalized recommendations for supplements. We want to partner with an influencer, so we're just reaching out to a few that we think are interesting.
Yeah. And
That's sense.
on another project that we're working on, Gus, I've been doing something similar and had some responses today actually.
Ah, nice.
So it does work, just actually reaching out to some of these people, and you do get a response.
Nice. Yeah, I have for another project, well, for my company, for CloudFit, .ai. And I spoke to influencers that have had like 1.4 million followers and super good attitude, like super open to try stuff. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm also looking into some influencer outreach tools where you have access to millions of influencers and you can reach out and have all the analytics. They are in the range like from $80 to like 500 or more dollars per month.
Yeah.
I might need to get it for my company. Uh, so maybe we can show one of those when I get it.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I've got, just so you know, a bunch of ChatGPT curated prompts for some of these improvements. I'm just going to dump them into Replit and I can show you what happens in a bit. And maybe just whilst that's working, I can show you maybe how the affiliate link is working. Nina, you're going to have to be our time guru. I feel like this is like some kind of game show where we have to complete a task when the time finishes.
What's the time frame? Is there a countdown?
We're 38 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
We usually try to do it in under an hour. If it's less, even better. So we don't bore people for so long.
Yeah, exactly that. Right. Let's see if I can show you. So I'll share my screen again. Let's see if I can do whole screen. Entire screen. That feels brave, Chris. Should we go for it? Oof, right, you see everything now.
Whoa. Close some tabs.
Yeah. Can you see this little screen here?
Yeah.
How do you get
You
rid
can
of
probably
that?
minimize that.
Minimize.
No.
You can close it also. I don't know if you would leave the call though. Ah, there you go.
I just did it. I honestly was that reckless. This is how I live my life.
You're so brave. Oh my
I
God.
know, right? So, I'm hoping this one I think does work. So let me show you. So essentially, what happens is you have a set of recommendations. This one's B12. It gives you a sense of where to find the best deal, and a few kind of pieces of information. If you click the link, then it should take you to the web page. Now, at the moment, it takes you to a search of related bits and pieces. And at the moment, I haven't got an official affiliate with iHerb. So anything that people buy from this link, we wouldn't get any kickback from. However, now let's see how this one works. We've got Amazon in here as well, which we have been approved on their affiliate program. Now that took about 2 days. No, I can't do that. It's annoying. I want to be able to see you at the same time. It took about 2 days to
That's
set
not
up.
bad.
Yeah, it's fine. And I used ChatGPT all the way through it, all the way through the application. I took screen grabs of everything and went, what the hell does this mean?
That's amazing. Have you tried Google AI Studio with streaming?
No.
Oh, it's like the next level of what you just did. So you show it your screen live, and
Yeah.
you're conversing with it, and it's telling you, oh, now click here, now type X. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I've done like a lot of like technical stuff that I didn't know how to do.
Yeah.
Completely clueless, and Google is helping me. It
Yeah.
needs a good
That's
connection
amazing.
though, but amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's probably what I need, because a lot of these questions I don't understand and I don't know if they're applicable. So, you know, what's the name of your company? Have you got a tax? What's your tax status and all these kind of things? And all the way through that, I'm kind of querying GPT to say, help me out here. This is my circumstance. Do I qualify for tax exemption? All of those kind of things. So it's really useful. And then what you get with Amazon is you get this bar up here, which kind of indicates that you are part of their affiliate program. And there's two main ways for what I can see as to how you link with your product. There is a way where you're essentially just kind of asking AI to scrape data from the website itself. So you're asking it to read the website. Or there is a slightly more complicated where you actually pull through their API. I've now actually created an API link with Amazon.
Amazing.
So we're not too far away from having something that is pretty professional. I think it should take you to the right page.
That's nice.
But it is giving me a bit of jip at the moment. It's giving me a bit
How hard was it to get access to the Amazon API? Is it like something you can just find it on the website, or did you have to get like someone to get it to you?
So you can, let me see if this works. You can go into your affiliate program here. And then I can't remember exactly where it was, but somewhere on here you can actually grab the API key. But yeah, you get a dashboard of how things are performing, etc., and all the information. But yeah, it was pretty straightforward. iHerb has been a bit more challenging because they use an intermediary for their affiliate program. So with Amazon, you affiliate straight directly with them. With iHerb, you have to go through another subsidiary company and go through some kind of qualification there. But I would say to anyone that's thinking about building this sort of business, it's not that hard, and I'm not that bright, and I'm figuring it out slowly.
Oh, yes,
but I'm
you
figuring it out.
are.
Yes, you are. Oh, Chris.
And great glasses, by the way.
I know, right? I know. But yeah, so that's kind of. Let me stop sharing because this is some
That's super
absolute.
cool.
Yeah.
And so we did a few interesting things. We were also talking about how this model can translate to other kind of niches with the same business model. So we have now supplements. On a previous podcast, we did a very similar one with like new parents products, and there's like you could do the same for people who are into cars, into model trains, or whatever, right? Do you want to do a fun thing? Do you want to make a copy on Replit of Found Fit and say now turn it into a product for new parents where it helps you with your shopping list? Something like that. See what it does. I'm just curious.
Yeah, we
White
can.
label it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The product.
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is like you just create a copy and now make it for people who love model trains,
Yeah.
and like these are the things you need to buy. This can be translated to a lot of different, and then you do a bit of SEO, you found some influencer to partner with, and it's like a super low cost model. And if you have 20 of these, and each of them are making, I don't know, whatever, $100, it's a nice little income.
Yeah. I think realistically, from what I've seen, you could make $2,000 to $3,000 a month on these things each. And like you said, if you have a decent kind of marketing strategy, SEO is optimized, all this kind of stuff, and you've got maybe 10, 15 of these, then it's
Yeah.
not, it's serious. So
So the thing now with all these AI tools is the hardest thing is not to build, it's to get the users.
yeah,
So we need to partner with influencers. So influencers are going to get it very powerful now.
yeah,
So we're like, look, you want to have 10% of a company, you just need to post this and you'll get,
Yeah.
it's great for them. They don't need to do anything.
yeah,
Um, unless if they watch the podcast and then they can do this on their own.
yeah. I know. I am always aware of this.
Well, very few people want to. Not everyone wants to do this.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah,
and
not
it's
everyone's
very
like
easy,
us.
but we do work in the industry, so I know it's like slightly intimidating for some people.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We make it
Actually,
look easy.
yeah. Sorry, my people walked into the room. Uh, so
so
yeah, should we
do you
do
want to
that?
see what's happened with the prompts? I'll show
Yeah.
you quickly,
Yeah.
then we can
I've
move on
also
to
done
the
some like quick design research.
yeah. If you
Um,
can
you
send
know,
that over.
it's funny. I'm not. Well, yeah. What's the best way to send it to you, Chris?
If you send it on WhatsApp, then I might be able to pick it from the WhatsApp.
Okay. I'm not finding exactly what I want, so I would
Really?
probably in the end draw it exactly the
Yeah.
way I'd want it to look, and then just would it work like just submit a drawing to Replit for
Yeah.
kind of a very, very low fidelity wireframe. But I'm
Yeah.
finding
That's cool.
inspiration like here and there. I could describe it to you. Uh, let me send you some photos and explain them.
Well, I'll show you what it's done, and it's not done a great job. So let's. So basically, I gave it. I'll read out the prompts that we gave it. We got improve the layout and responsiveness of the bottom CTA on the quiz interface. On mobile, the buttons, e.g. next, back, to submit, are too close together, increasing the risk of mistaps, and make sure the primary CTA remains sticky. What it did was, am I showing the right thing? Yes. It did this, which is weird
Where's
because
where's the
this
CTA?
it's down here. So
So did you like stick it to the bottom, basically?
that's exactly what I was thinking. Was like, you misunderstood.
Yeah.
No, I was not sticking to the bottom.
Uh,
Yeah.
No, this
So
is like AI in general is like an idiot savant, It's like
yeah,
amazing, but then it makes like such
Yeah,
rookie mistakes. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
for now.
So, but the actual kind of like the usability of it feels a bit stronger. Like previously, the kind of screen was moving around a little bit. It seems a bit more stable. Let's get to the end because there was some stuff at the end. No supplements. I didn't give it this prompt, Nina, so that's why it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me no specific concerns. Yeah, this is annoying, but I think this could be quite easily prompted with when I
Yeah.
say sticky Replit. What I mean is to the top.
Yeah. No need for scrolling.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good tip. And then let's see what it does to the recommendations. No, it didn't. However, we've got a daily planner now. Oh,
So
okay.
you just got that for free?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how to do what you said, but do you want one of these?
Exactly. Hey, but here's chocolate, whatever. No clue what you said, but take this. At least it's creative, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the recommendations are a bit more like from a human, but yeah, it certainly hasn't
Yeah.
done what we've asked it to do. But so I think we probably need to do a little bit more work on the actual prompting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay.
Cool.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, I think we probably won't have time to do more improvements
No.
during the podcast. We can do them later. So we can close. If you want to do the thing where like just try to put it in for another niche we can. for fun, just to close the podcast or whatever else.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Have you got your recommendations or the design, Nina?
I'm trying to send them to you, Chris.
Or just share your screen and we
Should
can do
I
it
share my
later.
screen? Yeah, that's much
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk you through kind of what I was thinking. Again, I'm not finding exactly what I want, but it'll give you, it's quite a standard UI pattern. I don't think we should kind of reinvent the wheel. Screen. Okay. So there's a lot of sites that give you UI, UX inspiration. This one's mainly for UI, but I was just thinking it could literally be, it's not the best example, but even Spotify, how it
always
goes,
good.
just like, because you said you have X, here's the supplement. Like it's a very basic kind of, area with like a title and that says because you have X symptom, this is what we recommend, and so on. You could do it something like that, just like it says picked for you. And then you could have the supplement plus a little bit more information or even some tags on what it's good for. That was one. Another one that's similar is what I had open. Let me switch screens. Sorry, it's only doing tab by tab when I share.
Oh yeah.
Here, so referral. I looked at another one.
Good singing
Even
while
just
typing.
In the
again, similar
meantime,
concept, just
Sure.
different layout. Like
Short song. Yeah. It's more like a ringtone than a song, but it's okay.
do you remember
Best I
when
can
people
do.
used to buy ringtones? Do you remember that
Yeah,
was a
you
thing?
SMS.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first ringtone that you remember?
Airwolf.
Airwolf, what is that?
It was like I was about to sing it there.
See, I almost got you.
It
I
was
almost got you to sing.
it was like a helicopter. It was like the equivalent of the A-Team and Knight Rider, but for helicopters.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's quite
I think
cool.
mine was like, when they were like dual tone, it was like Bonanza, like dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
And I still sing that to my daughter when we do like little horse, like dun 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 dun.
yeah. There you go.
Uh,
Is that giving you enough time, Nina?
Yeah. I've kind of like lost track of what I was trying to say. I was so distracted by your voices. Yeah, so this is just another layout. Again, like it just gives you a little bit more space to maybe explain why you recommended something. Maybe add some more tags and all that good stuff. But yeah, keeping it really digestible, very quick. They've just spent time going through a whole quiz, so very easy way for them to
Cool.
scan.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. I am going to switch back and show you my screen.
We have 6 minutes until the hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
No pressure.
Just going to quickly try and build a business in 6 minutes.
Even if we haven't finished, by the time we hit 1 hour, I'm gonna go like leave.
He's gone, and he's gone, and he's gone. Right. So I've seen this option before, but I can't find it. So I went to the assistant and I basically said, how do I create a template of this product so that I can use it in other domains of product lines?
Oh, you can just copy it. You can go to your apps, go to home, go to app, and then click on the little three buttons there.
Yeah.
The little three dots. And no. Go down your recent apps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go in the little three dots and then click on remix. And then that makes a copy. So then when
Okay.
you go, you prompt on the remix and tell it to, you can call this template or whatever. You can tell it to adapt it to new parents or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. What happened there? It went back to the last one.
It went back to the last one.
But
It really-
interestingly,
it likes found fit as much as you.
yeah, it's like, forget that, mate. You need to finish something. Finish something before you start something new, Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
But on the assistant, interestingly, it had publish using the publish as template option.
Yeah, but then you're publishing it like publicly.
Right, got it. Okay.
Um,
So let's go back
Yeah.
to found fit.
So
Remix to
it
ignition.
remix. So remix means like you're duplicating and like creating a fork, and
Wow.
you can edit a different one.
It doesn't like it. It
Ah,
keeps spinning
interesting.
out. Okay.
Okay.
Found fit.
Doesn't want to
Remix.
remix. Okay. Just if you change the name.
What do we call it? Mamalista.
Ah, yeah, Mama Lista.
Parents.
Yeah.
Private. Remix the app.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Go, 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 go. Yeah, there you go.
New chat.
So
Okay.
now you can just tell it adapt this whole product for, unless you want me to give you like a prompt.
No, let's try
Yeah.
and do it as nasty as possible, like the worst
Yeah,
prompts you
yeah.
can think of.
Yeah,
So
adapt it for new parents
yeah, that
who
this
don't know what they need to buy when they have a baby.
who don't know squat.
That's a great one for a subscription model too, because
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
just get it all
yeah, yeah,
in.
totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I had this idea a while ago when I was about to have a baby. Um, so this was one of the sections, and another one was like a chatbot that replies as if it was the author of some of these like baby books. So
Oh
instead of
my
having
God,
to read all the books, you can just like consult, and that's
that's
super easy to
awesome.
build. Like you can do that in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
just too many books. Like, no, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the other thing to mention is that I've integrated the last one into my OpenAI account. So I'm
Yeah,
using the API key
yeah,
from there. So it's actually calling every time it's asking. I'm trying to figure something out. It's calling that
yeah, yeah.
API.
And you're getting a bill every time.
Yeah, so something to think about every time you go remix, 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 and your bill's going up.
Remix. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, let's see what it spits out.
so it's already working. It might
Yeah.
usually, yeah. I know in the beginning it asks for some, it makes some suggestions, but now it's just working. I mean, this can take several minutes, but let's see what it does.
One of the things that I was
No,
asked when
we've
I
got two.
We got two, and then I'm
We
gonna
got
just
two.
press leave.
yeah, our
Yeah.
designer just turned into a project manager. You have less time than
Oh,
you thought.
there you go. You need to press continue to agree on the same OpenAI key. But the nice thing is, even if it's still building, we're gonna see a little bit about like the look and feel. So that's cool. But if this works, like as nasty as we did it,
Yeah.
then it might be really easy to. Well,
No.
okay.
Modify the shirts to better fit for baby product recommendations. Okay, so it hasn't done that yet.
It doesn't. Yeah, it hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, those are very old babies.
Very old,
Those are the
not
parents.
real babies.
Yeah, yeah, AI babies. Yeah, it
How?
usually messes up the image in the homepage. You need to like create it on yourself and like add it.
Mm.
Does
Yeah.
the icons and stuff pretty well.
Have you? Because you can tell this image is AI, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is
That's
it
because I
about? Go on.
no, that's because I reprompted it. So usually the first time it's pretty good, and then if you ask it to create a new version of it, like oh remove the text and then it messes up and starts looking like I don't know if you ever saw on YouTube, you put a picture of whoever, The Rock, and you
Yeah.
ask it make an exact copy, don't change anything, and you do that 100 times, you end up with like a toad or something
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
I've
super
seen this.
interesting. It's just like degrades. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a copy of a
Yeah,
copy.
the image tools I've tried have not really worked for me so far. I've yet to find a
Yeah.
tool that's like really gets what I'm
I mean,
trying to do.
Sora is pretty good, but it makes small mistakes.
Yeah.
Um,
I
So
like
use
it gets some
Leonardo.
things right, but then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
at the at the risk of trying to make this slightly educational for anyone listening and or not listening, where are you in your kind of AI journey as a kind of design professional, Nina? Like, have you experimented with anything recently, or?
Yeah, I've tried a lot of different tools. There's like V0 or something, VO, something that creates interfaces.
V0
Tried a
is like
lot of,
Versal.
V0, yeah.
It's founded by an
yeah.
Argentinian. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Visit
I've used kind of
Argentina.
like a, woo, go Argentina.
More money, more
Um,
money.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the Argentinian Tourism Association.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I've used a lot of the image tools, like I used to use Midjourney, and now I tried Leonardo and stuff. I use it still mainly to speed things up, but never, I
Yeah,
always have to make edits. Like there's,
For sure.
especially design wise, it never really pushes out what we want. And sometimes it's faster
Yeah.
for us to just do the wireframes ourselves. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
mainly, I use it obviously like ChatGPT a lot for content. It really helps with UX copy. A lot of
Oh
organizations
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have UX copywriters still. So yeah, in terms of,
Yeah.
yeah, it's more for inspiration and have not done an end-to-end design using any of them yet.
yeah,
And neither do
Yeah,
my
no, for sure.
designers I work with, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll have to
yeah,
see, yeah.
No,
Even
that it
Replit, I
doesn't.
remember trying
Yeah.
to create a product with Replit and it was driving me crazy when it laid the foundation, but when I tried to tweak the UI, I couldn't do it. I gave up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's not great with like simple things like add a logo
Yeah,
and you upload
yeah.
it and you think it's very simple and it just messes up.
And as
Um,
designers, we can't get away from it. We need to fix it. Like, there's no way we're
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
like, that's good
exactly.
enough. We want to fix it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the
Chris
struggle.
was telling me that he did a course, like a one-on-one vibe coding with Replit, and
yeah,
a lot of it was like get used to when it messes up.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Exactly.
It's educating the user, like not improving the product.
Yeah,
You know,
it was like a psychology course. It was like just chill out, man. Just enjoy
it's
it.
fine. It's
Yeah, it's
okay. It
fine.
looks good. It looks good. It looks good, man. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay, man. It's alright. Just relax.
Squint, and it'll look good.
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
do you
yeah.
want from me? What do you want from me,
Have
huh?
a few beers. It's gonna look better. Yeah. On that note,
Yeah,
should we?
we'll draw a conclusion. So I think the fact that we can do this is interesting. Maybe we'll put in the
Yeah.
notes on the pod how long it took eventually to kind of spit out a product. The fact that you can take a template of these things and
Yeah.
rinse and repeat a load of these businesses is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. You're doing long tail businesses. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
If it works. We haven't finished yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that. So we do need to finish Fount Fit. The affiliation model is fairly simple to set up. It's just a couple of forms, and use ChatGPT to help you understand what some of the terminology means. And then it's about basically figuring out how to connect, whether it's through an API or you're asking it to kind of essentially take the data itself. And then on the design side, I think we probably need to teach our GPTs a little bit more about the design terminology. And I learnt this word the other day, Nina, glassmorphism.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's like
It's a design
shiny.
Looks like glass.
Shiny? Is that a fancy way to say shiny?
Yeah. It was in
Oh
my
gosh.
course, my 101 course.
Yeah. I haven't seen it as much lately, but it was definitely a trend for like a period of time.
I'm already out of date. Okay.
I'm glad.
Or maybe
it
it still
disappeared.
is, but I remember, yeah, it's been around for a bit now, but it's very cool. But yeah, you could teach
cool.
it. You could be like, I want it in the style of glassmorphism, and I want this image, and that's. So I
Yeah.
think it actually responds well when you give it a style to copy.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
noticed even
I
with
think
like
so.
the image tools like Leonardo, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you tell
And
it to
then
do small things like add this, add that, it's still
Yeah.
Oh, I googled glassmorphism. I know what it is now. It's like
Yeah.
when they're like a card that's kind of transparent over the rest.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I like it.
Shiny, shiny.
China.
What's it doing now? Last maybe chance. Still those guys. Anyway, so maybe what we'll do
Yeah.
then is we'll catch up on maybe trying to refine some of those prompts, and then we'll make some changes through the week,
Yeah,
and we'll publish it again to everyone, and more rounds of feedback, please.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Cool.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah. Thanks so
Thank you
much
so much,
for
Nina.
joining
Thank you
us.
for
Thanks for
staying
having me.
for
This
more
was
than
fun.
an hour and for giving us very good feedback. Super useful.
Yeah, it
Thank
is
you. No,
useful.
this was really fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you.
Cool. Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
the
Bye.
two people who stayed until 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you.
Thanks, Stuart. See you, Stuart. Bye, Stuart.
Bye, Stuart. Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mum.